Hey Beavers, it's Tuesday and you're watching the Beaver Bunch. Happy New Year. Okay, so it's very late at night. I just met out some friends for drinks and now I'm back to do some truth or dare videos because I missed it last week. I totally did not know that that was the topic last week, and I feel like I absolutely cannot ignore the fact that there was a truth or dare week because I was not really told. It was just kind of on Facebook, and I wasn't on Facebook for like a week straight because I worked nonstop before I went to Michigan, and then after Michigan I was crazy busy, so back to work, and then New Year's I was at work, so and then working, and now this. So I'm off, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it. Okay, so Tara wants to know, what is your best or worst joke? Um, okay, here we go. What's the difference between jam and jelly? I can't jelly my dick in your ass. Yep, that's the best truth or dare joke that I can come up with. Okay, Alyssa wants to know, what is the most embarrassing thing I've ever done on a date? I would say this one time in high school I was dating this guy and he took me to a abandoned pig slaughterhouse, real winner, and that was the date, so that's embarrassing that it was there. I would say that's pretty embarrassing. If you could have a superpower, which one would it be? Says Stormy Hoverston. I doubt that's your real name. If it is, that's awesome. Your parents are awesome rock stars. Um, the superpower I would want is to be able to speak any language and to be able to communicate with any language, like to be able to translate and just be able to understand and comprehend and speak to anyone. I think that would be invaluable, more than being invisible or flying or anything. I think that'd be awesome. Okay, Chantel Rose says, do you see yourself having kids in the future? Would you adopt, carry, or have your partner carry? I think this is a question that a lot of lesbians couples get, and I have to say that, I mean, Mary Beth and I, we'd like to have children, but we haven't planned it out. I mean, I think that there's a lot of like biology involved there that you just have to kind of like figure out if you're able to or not or whatever. And then there's age, so it's like who's older, who's younger, whatever. But I think that we want to have children, and I think that we are open to adoption. So I think that there's a lot of options there. Gangnam Style dance. Everyone's obsessed with Gangnam Style. I am not obsessed with Gangnam Style. Jamie Armstrong wants to know, which parent are you more like? I think I'm more like my mother. I think my mom is probably a little bit tamer than I am. Uh, but I think that my mom and I are emotionally very similar. I think that she has, a similar take on people and interacting with people as I do. My dad is a little bit goofier. I think I get a little bit of my humor from him, but I think ultimately I'm more like my mother. Tell us about your worst breakup. Okay, I had a very bad break. Well, I've had a couple of bad breakups, and I've come out on top, I think, ultimately. And so will you. If you ever had bad breakups, just get over them, get past them, get through them, and just get on with life. I know that I had one bad breakup that was like, you're breaking up with me? No, don't break up with me. I'll give you a million reasons why you shouldn't break up with me. And it's just not worth it, because if you have to convince somebody to date you, you probably don't want them dating you anyway. And then another bad breakup I had was in the parking lot of a Wendy's, because I was like so done with it and she was not, and she was like really intensely trying for me not to break up with her. Um, that it was just a really bad breakup in general. But for me, it was fine. But and you're either on that side or you're on the receiving side. So either way, it's just bad. Jessica Gypsy says, truth, what turns you on most about women? I would say a sense of humor, intelligence, boobs. probably turn me on the most. If you can have like all those together, that's great. And that is why I'm marrying Mary Beth. So, and not in that order either, but you know, just in general. Stormy Hoverston again. This is, I think I answered a question from her before, her or him. What is the most impulsive thing you've ever done? I, in high school, drank a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew. I'd say that was probably the most impulsive thing I've ever done. And it was the worst idea ever. Like, never, ever, ever in a million years do that. Do not let somebody dare you to do that. That is the worst idea ever. So that was probably the most impulsive. I was not planning on doing it. It seemed like a really good idea at the time. Bad idea after. Truth, describe a time when you or your partner wanted each other so much you had to get it on in public. That sounds a little personal, so I'm going to withhold, but you can make up your imagination about it. I know this wasn't the best truth or dare, but it seems like AJ was the only one that really did it, and she only did truths too, I think. I think she said she was only going to do truths and like one dare, so that doesn't really count. But I know this wasn't our best truth or dare week, but this is my video. Take it or leave it, right? All right, but seriously, I love you guys, and I will talk to you next week. I'll see you next Tuesday. I have a couple of days off. It's just been really crazy, but the holiday was great, and I have to say that sometimes the new year is a little bit tricky because it's just, you know, getting back into the swing of things and just busy, and wedding planning too, like is just getting like the ball rolling really crazy until, you know, the day comes. So that's about it. You guys are all great. I hope that you have a great week. I'll see you next Tuesday, as I said, and take it easy, okay? Bye.